Wing was recorded in front of a live studio audience at the Studio 21 Podcast Café. This is the United Podcast Network.
Welcome to the Sicilian Corner, winner of the Italian Heritage Media Award, with your hosts, Tom Zappola and Mike Lomazzo.
Good morning, Mikey boy. How are you?
You know something, T? Things are good, pal. This is a nice time of year. It's rebirth. You're seeing things come out of the ground. You know, you walk around the yard, right? And
keep talking.
The following day, you go and you look, and all of a sudden something is breaking out. And a couple of days, it's up about 2 or 3 inches. I mean, it's nature, boy, I'll tell you.
I thought you liked the winter, Mike. I thought you were a winter guy.
I love the winter. Winter's probably my favorite season, but I love spring. I see things coming, and, you know, we're in pretty good shape. My goal every year is to try and have the yard completely cleaned up by the end of March, and I was able to maintain that goal this year.
Well, the first half of spring in New England sucks.
Well, you never know what you're going to get.
Right. I mean, you know, the month of May is a good month. End of April, month of May, early part of June. You know, that's the real spring.
If you ask me what my 2 favorite months would be, probably May and September, I think. Chrissy, how about yourself? How do you feel?
I'm still working it out in this country because I do like winter, but then it gets too cold, and I hate it now by the end because it feels like it's lasted for like 6 months this year. I don't know why it's felt like it's really dragged.
The problem is we didn't have a winter.
Well, what do you call this? It's cold.
I mean, it really wasn't. But anyway,
well, I mean,
you know what's encouraging? This morning I took the ride around the lake, and I'm talking about Canopy, and it's completely full. And that's the first time, Tommy, in the last couple of springs that we've had right to the top, the brim.
Good.
I mean, because, you know, we've been in somewhat of a drought. So, you know, we got quite a bit of rain this year. I dropped my pool. When I closed my pool, I dropped the water down 18 inches. Yep. And my cover allows the snow to melt and to go into the pool. Oh. And I actually yesterday had to let some water out. 18 inches I was down. I had to let water out, which is incredible.
But I'd say summer if I was too close. I think I really like summer. Like fall is pretty, with the leaves and everything. But summer in this country is quite nice because it's not as brutal as in mine. So
I can just imagine.
I love the summer.
How hot does it get?
It can get to like like in a heat wave kind of situation. You can get up into the like 120.
Yeah, that's crazy.
No way.
I believe. I'd have to double check the conversion, but I think
that's nuts.
Around there. Yeah.
The name of the show is the Sicilian Corner. Tom Zappola and Mike Lomazzo. You can listen to us on follow us on any of the platforms that are out there. We can go through them all, but we're not going to. iHeartRadio is one. Spotify. There's Pandora. There's a bunch of them. And you also can listen to us on WCAP 980 on your AM dial in the greater Boston area. Nice station. Been with them a long, long time.
Sam Poulton's a nice man.
Sam's a great guy.
And boy, Tom, I have to say, last week having Pat Costa here with us,
Pat was great.
I just loved it.
Hall of Famer, Pat Costa.
Hall of Famer.
Broadcast Hall of Famer. Yeah, no, we're excited. So my grandson Enzo was here for the week. We had a great time, did some fishing, went to the zoo, went to a carnival, went to the beach several times, had an absolute blast, and a shout out to Jackie and Enzo. It was great having you guys. Now they're gone, and I'm a little happy. I'm just kidding. Man, I'll tell you, talk about wearing Ellen and I out. This kid is nonstop, but he's
how old is he now?
4.5.
Oh, yeah.
4.5. So we had some fun with Enzo, and we had a good time.
Hey, Tom, is Lion Safari still in your area at all?
We took him to the Lion Safari.
Oh, you did?
We took Enzo to Lion Safari. It was voted in the top 5, kind of whatever they call those places in the country. Absolutely spectacular. Chrissy, I can't tell you. I don't even know how many acres, 500, 600 acres.
You drive.
And basically you drive through, it's like driving through the Ferlinghetti or whatever they call it in Africa. I mean, literally everything, the only thing that is behind screens are the lions and the chimpanzees, the monkeys. Everything else wanders, and you have to
stop. You have to let them go.
Well, again, I should have. Actually, you know something? I will post a couple of pictures.
Oh, good.
We had to stop because these I don't know 4 or 5 ostriches were coming towards the car, and they were about 6 or 7 feet tall.
Oh, they're big.
One of them started, trying to literally eat the car. We were laughing, but another one, a giraffe, 14, 15-foot giraffe right up to the car, stood in front, kind of looked at us, all kinds of stuff, rhinoceros, just amazing. But anyway, we had a good time. It's still there. They do a phenomenal job.
Oh, I know. Do you remember, Tommy, probably 15 or more years ago, who told you about Lion Safari?
Was it you, Mike?
Thank you so much.
Oh, I didn't realize that. I did not.
You're talking about the animals, and he wanted to eat your car. The other day, I walk out, and I had the blue lady sitting out in the driveway, and it was all nice and clean. It looked really nice. And I got this turkey standing about 3 feet away from it, Tommy. It's mating season. And the reflection off the car, I told you what happened to our friend David Suter. And this guy was eyeing the car. He was all set to go after it.
Oh, sure.
I says, let me pull this in the garage.
Happens all the time. Hey, listen, this is Easter week.
It's Holy Week. Yep.
Today's Good Friday. And it's a very solemn day for Catholics throughout the world. Mike, Good Friday, obviously, when we were kids, I think is a lot different than Good Friday is today. I think there were a lot more stringent rules, within the church. At least,
it was rules and traditions.
Yeah, I mean, if you went to a Catholic grammar school or a Catholic high school, there were certain traditions that we all followed. Like, it wasn't a law, but we used to keep our voices down between 12 and 3. Then we'd go to Mass at 3 o'clock. On Thursday night, the night before, they had what was called the washing of the feet, I believe, at all the churches. But things have changed, and but it seems as though I don't know. I could be wrong, and maybe you can answer this. People, I think the numbers in the Catholic Church in the United States are going up. I think more people are going back to church because, listen, for many, many years, the church lost a lot of people because of a lot of different reasons, some of which were, not very good, to be honest with you. Yeah. But point being is that I think a lot of people are starting to gravitate back to church on a regular basis in Mass. What are your thoughts on that, Mike?
No, I can see it. I can see it. You're right. And it could be because of, a lot of families went through a lot during the pandemic.
Yeah, that's a good point.
I think you have a chance to kind of reflect a little bit and say, we're not just here for nothing. There's a reason why.
Yeah, I think you're right.
Did we come from a monkey?
No.
I have a hard time. Get into that. I have a hard time getting into that.
But
Darwin had his ideas. So.
The other thing is that. The right now the world is not in a great state. There's a lot of stuff going on in the world, and I think that's another reason why a lot of people are going back to church to try to find some faith and and see what happens. But anyway,
all you need is one nut behind the controls pushing a button. Right. And before you know it, it's going to be awful because the technology has changed so much.
Anyway, So today is a very solemn day. But then Easter Sunday, Mikey. Easter Sunday, growing up, was like, man,
big time,
crazy.
Big time,
it was
baby.
Big time, right? Everybody had their finest clothing on. Big Sunday dinner. Easter Bunny. I don't think, correct me if I'm wrong, but I'm pretty sure that the Easter Bunny does not exist in Italy. I think that's the case. I could be wrong, but I don't think so.
There could be something there, and I'm not sure either, T, to answer your question, but there could be something that kind of resembles or takes the place of what we call the Easter Bunny here, because everything in the United States, when our grandparents came to this country, is all Americanized. So, we got the Easter Bunny. Okay, that's fine and dandy. But I think in Italy, they may have something similar to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I'm sure that they don't have Easter egg hunts in Italy, though. I think that's an American thing. We should research that and find out.
Well, why don't we wait until we have Brother Al on with us next month?
Yeah,
and, he can bring us right up to speed.
Yeah, Mikey, what was Easter like for you in your house in the Lomazzo home on Easter Sunday? I mean, did you guys have
going back very young?
Yeah,
it would be at my nana. And then as she aged and passed, my mom and my Aunt Cammie took it over. And it was so nice. I mean, it was an all-day event. You'd get together and you'd just sit back, Chrissy, and kind of relax. And it was holy, yet it was all family. And there was a lot of conversation. Everybody was in good spirits. And you're always dressed up. And going back 1 week earlier, Palm Sunday, going out and getting palms. And Tommy, I don't think what you were doing last weekend was right. I know you went into the swamp area and you cut some.
No, it wasn't the swamp area.
Where'd you get them?
What I did was right outside my sister's door. There's a huge palm tree right outside her door, and she's on a balcony, so you just reach over, cut a couple of
I thought you got them from the swamp.
Oh, no, God, no. There's a palm tree right outside her door.
So you were selling them in the complex.
No, I wasn't selling them.
That's what I heard.
I was practicing. But, I was actually pretty proficient when I was a kid because I had a grandfather and a great uncle. Who, remember when we were kids for Palm Sunday, the crosses that some of the Italians made.
Yeah,
I mean works of art.
Absolutely.
And I remember my grandfather taught me how to make a pretty good crucifix, and I used to make them all the time when I was a kid. I haven't done one in years, but that was a pretty. They were pretty good.
It was intricate.
It really was. It really was.
My mom took over. Her mother taught her. And my mom took over, and she would put them together. And a lot of times we'd go to the cemetery, and she would paste it on the tombstone.
Yeah.
So, I mean, traditions like that, Tom, you can't put a price on.
No,
unfortunately, they're getting diluted.
Well, you know what? I think a lot of it has to do with, and you're bringing up a good point, it's nothing other than evolution. I think that's the word, because your parents... My parents were first generation or second generation Sicilians or Italians.
Right.
And that's not the case. I mean, the case today is there are so many different cultures and ethnic groups that it's very, very, I don't know if it's very rare, but you don't see many Italians marrying Italians these days. You know what I mean? You just don't. And that's just because of the way things have evolved, there's nothing wrong with it. Mm-hmm. But I think that when that happens, some of the Italian traditions kind of dissipate. And I'll give you an example. My kids, my 4 children, their mother was Irish. So, but they really liked the traditions of some of the traditions that we had. Like they loved them. Christmas Eve, Easter Sunday, things like that.
Yeah.
But now, they're married, and their spouses have no clue because none of them are Italian. So they're developing their own traditions. Customs and traditions, of which, remember when we were kids, the eggs in the basket, Tripoli sells them. I don't know what they call it.
I know what you're talking about.
The eggs is 2 hard-boiled eggs in the cake, whatever you want to call it. My kids used to love that. In Rhode Island, I don't think they, in California, they don't see them. They don't find them. They can't find them. So that's like a tradition that's going to go away. And again, not that there's anything wrong with it, but I think that's part of the issue is that, different cultures are marrying different cultures. And, it is what it is.
Yeah, so, you got 50-50.
All right, listen, we're going to take a quick break. We come back. We're going to talk about some of the Italian traditions that existed back then, today, and maybe even get into some of the stuff that's going on in Italy. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
Ciao, this is Esther of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao.
Today, Lawrence General Hospital has affiliations with leading Boston academic medical centers. Top specialists from Beth Israel Deaconess Medical Center and Floating Hospital for Children at Tufts Medical Center work with our local doctors to bring world-class care close to home. Today, amazing partnerships are happening at Lawrence General Hospital. To learn more, visit lawrencegeneral.org/today.
Italian artisan cuisine combines simple, fresh ingredients with time-honored preparation to create an incredible culinary experience. At Tuscan Kitchen, located in Salem's historic Depot District, talented chefs prepare everything in-house from scratch for all to see. Guests enjoy their meal literally in our kitchen as food is prepared right in front of you. Wood ovens burn from morning till night, roasting vegetables, baking bread, and firing delightful thin-crust pizzas. Prime steaks are seared on a wood grill. A rotisserie slowly roasts marinated whole chickens and lamb, while a pasta maker creates fresh fettuccine. More than just artisan cuisine, Tuscan Kitchen features the wine bar, live entertainment, weekly wine tastings, and elegant private dining and event space. Call 603-952-4875 or visit TuscanKitchen.com to make a reservation and learn more about the culinary adventure that awaits. In Italy, cooking is an art form. Tuscan Kitchen. Experience artisan Italian.
Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine each pleased to announce the opening of their American College of Radiology accredited MRI unit at their location at 16 Pelham Road in Salem, New Hampshire. So now, in addition to receiving the best orthopedic care in the Merrimack Valley, as well as physical and occupational therapy at Optima Sports Therapy and Rehab, you can also have your MRI, all in one convenient location. The doctors and staff of Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine have been dedicated to providing outstanding medical care to the Merrimack Valley in southern New Hampshire since 1984. Located on Route 97, just off Exit 2 from Route 93 North, on the second floor of the Workout Club of Salem. You deserve the best care, and that's exactly what you'll get from the board-certified surgeons at Essex Orthopedics and Optima Sports Medicine. Please call 603-898-2244 to schedule an appointment.
A loyal sponsor for the Sicilian Corner is Hilton Oil Company. Hilton Oil has been located right across from the South Lawrence Common since 1932 at 101 South Union Street. Hilton Oil Company specializes in 24-hour burner service, oil deliveries, including automatic deliveries, serving all the Merrimack Valley area, plus portions of southern New Hampshire. If you want your car fixed right the first time, bring it to Hilton's state-of-the-art service station. Remember, Hilton's is also a Mass State inspection station. Hilton Oil Company, 101 South Union Street in Lawrence. Call 978-687-9793.
This is Cindy.
And Mike Kunstler.
Owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
In addition to the spectacular views overlooking the golf course, we have an incredible new chef, Oscar Figueroa.
We still have all the favorites, but Oscar has created a lot of excitement with his new specials.
Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery tender, lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts. Hope to see you soon.
Okay, we are back, and Mikey and I are chatting a little bit about, you know, when we were kids growing up during Easter time. Hey, Mikey, by the way, does Tommy, Butcher Boy have anything going on special this week?
Oh, they have a lot of stuff going on, Tommy.
What's going on?
Well, first of all, rib prices are starting to drop. So if you like Delmonico, you like a boneless rib, that you can save yourself quite a bit of money.
Why is that, Mike? Why are prices going down?
It's like anything else, supply and demand. And something, it's like eggs. Eggs went up to almost $6 a dozen.
Right.
Well, guess what? Father Mikey didn't turn around and buy any.
Right.
Let them stay. The chickens are going to lay their eggs. What are you going to do with them?
Yeah.
You got to keep up. You got to sell and drop the price. And that's exactly what's happening. I mean, they're still sky high, but relatively speaking, compared to where they were, it's a bonus. But they have boneless rib roast on sale, and to me, I think it's the best roast you can get. To be honest with you,
yeah.
Some people don't like the fat. Then I would suggest maybe getting a tenderloin. A tenderloin is nice if you're having a lot of food. Like an Italian custom is, sometimes you start off with the soup or an antipasto, then comes the pasta and the meatballs and the sausage and the pork butt, and then finally is the roast with all the accompaniments that go with it.
The nap. The nap after, and then the nap.
Yes, right. That's for sure. But what I like about the tenderloin is you can actually throw it in the oven because you're cooking it at a very high rate because you want to put a nice sear on it. It doesn't have any fat. So anyway, long story short, 500 degrees, 15, 20 minutes, turn the heat down. Within an hour, that tenderloin is ready. You got to remember, Tom, internal temperature on a tenderloin, only 120. I mean, you can pop that very, very easily.
So it's medium rare.
Exactly, and that's the way you have to eat it because to me, it's like eating sawdust. There's
Mikey,
no flavor.
What about seasoning? How do you season it? Just a little salt and pepper?
Let the meat speak for itself, Tom. You need no sauce. Salt and pepper, that's it. The other thing I wanted to mention about the Butcher Boy Crown Roast of Pork, if you're trying to make a showcase on your table, there is nothing better than walking out with a nice platter, a nice, beautiful crown roast of pork, whether it be 12 chops or a whole rack 16. Yeah. And with a stuffing in the middle, and you feather the bones, you French the bones, and you put little colored paper on each bone. Oh, it looks so freaking nice. The people go crazy when you bring it out. But all of that's available, and the Butcher Boy is closed on Easter, so you have to go in and do your shopping early and bring it home, and something, and enjoy Easter with your family. That's what it's all about.
Right in Butcher Boy Plaza on
North
Osgood
Dando.
Street.
Yeah, right in North Dando, Route 125, and that's a hot skip and a jump for anybody in the Merrimack Valley.
Hey, a little programming note for next week. We have a special guest coming on. She's going to be coming on remotely. A lot of you know that I have rheumatoid arthritis. I've had it for over 20 years. And sometimes it's a pain in my ass, but you got to just stay ahead of it and do what you're supposed to do. There's a young lady coming on that, for me personally, and for people all over the country, has been a tremendous inspiration. Her name is Jody Pettit. Now, we had Jody on probably 5, 6, 7 years ago.
Yeah.
She came into the studio. And the reason that she's been an inspiration to me and many other people is that she was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis when she was like 12 or 11 years old, severe rheumatoid arthritis, to the point that she's had, I don't even know how many operations. She's had joint replacements in her hand, her feet.
Oh, wow.
But she is one of the bravest and toughest women that I've ever had the pleasure of meeting.
She's an inspiration.
Jody is considered the most elite triathlete and marathoner in the country with rheumatoid arthritis. She has run countless marathons. She was in the Ironman triathlon. Jeez. And she is the reason she's going to be on next week. And unfortunately, I'm not going to be there. I mean, I'm going to be here. And I wish I was in Boston because I really wanted to get her into the studio. She's going to be running in the Boston Marathon. She qualified.
Wow.
And she will be running in the Boston Marathon. Unfortunately, the day that she flies in and the day she flies out doesn't coincide with when we're going to be recording the show. But if you really want to listen or hear an inspiring message.
How old is she, Tom?
I would say Jody is probably late 40s, maybe early 50s, She's got they live in Utah.
Okay.
Her and her husband, Josh. I think they have 5 or 6 kids. They're both athletes, but she is one of these people that absolutely refuses this insidious disease to hold her down. So I'm really excited about it. Her and I are very close Facebook friends.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, I am helping her with a book on her story, which Arthritis Magazine is very interested in. She was on the cover of Arthritis Magazine. I mean, she is just an inspiration. So I think you're going to enjoy it. And it has nothing to do with, it's not just, the message is not transcending just to people that have rheumatoid arthritis. It's a message to never give up and keep fighting. That's the key.
Anybody can make up an excuse not to do something.
Exactly.
And judging from, and I've met this lady, and we've had her on before. No is not in her vocabulary.
Absolutely.
And you know something, T, that speaks volumes.
She's just. I
know it's close to your heart because.
No, it is. No, it's just that she. It's amazing how someone can with severe rheumatoid. I have a hard time going for a walk. I go for my bike ride, which is a little different. But think about running 26 miles, Mikey. Running 26 miles with rheumatoid arthritis, or running 12 miles and swimming 3 miles and
bike riding
20 miles. It's just crazy. But anyway, next week you should tune in with that. Mikey, I was looking at something that I know this is very close to your heart also. We've lost some, in 2022, we've lost some really big rock stars. And I know that this has bothered you.
Has it? Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
No wonder I didn't sleep last night.
Well, think about some of the great people that we've lost. And I was just reading a list this morning. Jeff Beck, for instance. What do you think of Jeff Beck's music?
I don't know who you're talking about, to be honest with you. Unfortunately.
You didn't like Jeff Beck?
What's a song? I don't know his name.
New York, New York.
Oh, I love that. That's Springfield.
Chris, will you help me here?
You're on your own here, pal. You started this conversation.
You tried to set me up too. Yeah.
Jeff Beck was a rock icon. Played in a band called the Jeff Beck Group, and also played with Eric Clapton in the early days. Just another one, Christine McVie. You know who she is?
Oh, sure, yeah.
Now, who is she?
Christine McVie.
Christine McVie.
Oh, McVie.
Sure.
Oh, no, I don't know her.
But you know Christine.
Band.
What is it?
She was in a very popular band.
Come on, Mikey.
It's 2 guys, 2 girls. They were married, and then they weren't.
All right,
Mike,
I don't.
Did you ever hear a band called Fleetwood Mac?
Oh, sure.
Okay. Well, she was the founder of Fleetwood Mac, her and her husband.
Like he says, "Oh, sure."
Was
like
she married to the big guy?
Of them.
No, the big. Well, actually, that's a good question. She was married to both the guys at one time or another.
Yep.
Was she really?
She was. She was married to both guys at one. She was married to the bass player who was. The name of the band is Fleetwood Mac. She was married to Mick Fleetwood, who was the drummer, and she was Christine McVie. But then she married the other guy. They were married.
Boy, that's convenient.
One of those things.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Just one of those things.
Of
course.
Why did you bring? Why are you bringing this up? By the way,
well, because I was reading an article this morning of some of the great musicians that we've lost. Meatloaf. What'd you think of Meatloaf?
Yeah.
He likes to cook it.
You didn't like Meatloaf either, Mike?
With ketchup. I like it with ketchup. Yeah.
And then here's one that you will.
Who's
know.
this guy that's out there now? That he's got a pretty good voice. Jelly Roll.
Jelly Roll Martin?
I don't know his last name. Jelly Roll. They call him Jelly Roll. You know what I'm talking about?
I actually do, and he does have a fantastic voice.
Who is he?
He's
See,
a singer.
Tommy Boy.
Look it up on YouTube.
Oh, Tommy Boy.
Never going to hear the end of this one. Mikey, you know who we did lose this year, though? Let's see what kind of a mind you have, what kind of a memory. Michael Lang. Does that name ring a bell? Michael Lang? Obviously, it doesn't.
Doing good.
He was on the show with us. He came on the show with us.
Tommy, how many people we've had on 23 years?
He came on the show when we had a special 40th anniversary of Woodstock.
Oh, the guy that has the speakers in his yard.
No, that's Bill Handy.
Where's he? Newburyport?
He's in Amesbury, Merrimack. That's
right.
Bill Handy. But Michael Lang was the organizer. He was the guy that created Woodstock.
Oh, you know, it's jarring a memory now. Yeah.
He was on with us. And,
wow.
And Bill Handy, by the way, I believe is still living. Now, do you know anything about Woodstock, Chrissy?
I mean, I wasn't personally alive for it, Tom, no.
No, I understand that. But do you know anything about the history of Woodstock? Have you ever seen the movie? Have you ever seen pictures?
Yes.
So
she loves mud.
There's a gentleman.
I really do.
There's a gentleman that lives in my town in Merrimack. His name is Bill Handy. And Bill Handy his nickname is the Godfather of Festival Sound. You know, have you seen pictures of the big towers on Woodstock with the speakers?
Yeah.
People were climbing up.
Oh, yeah.
Those speakers are sitting in Merrimack, Massachusetts, in a barn on his property.
Oh, wow.
Now, tell me that is not cool. Think about, cool, from a collectible standpoint, what those would be worth and what someone like the Hard Rock Cafe would be willing to spend.
Yeah.
Right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Absolutely
All right.
incredible.
I got a couple for Mikey. Let's see if we can get him on the same page as us. What about?
Why don't we talk about
here's someone
else?
we lost. Here's someone we also lost in 2022. What about Loretta Lynn?
Loretta, country song.
All right, Mikey.
Absolutely.
Here we go.
No, I like her. I always liked her music. Class act.
All right, good,
You know?
good, Mike.
It's amazing how these country singers have evolved. You remember back in the day, Tom, the girls would come out and they'd have the updos. The hair would be
oh, yeah.
It's crossover. It's more crossover now.
Yeah, now, yes, exactly.
Well,
crossover.
Dolly still does, but
yeah, Dolly
she's
does.
Class
You're right.
Act.
Who else, Chrissy? Give me another one.
What about Jerry Lee Lewis?
Hey, the
man
guy on the
himself.
piano. I didn't like the fact that he married his 13-year-old cousin, but
All right, well, we
you
don't
know
need to-
something. Everybody's got some kind of a hang-up. But
Could
he pound the piano or what?
Couldn't he, though?
You know?
What about my country woman, Miss Olivia Newton-John?
Right.
Beautiful girl.
Olivia.
Yeah, very good.
Yeah.
Mikey, here's one that you and I had the pleasure of spending some time with. Ronnie Spector.
Yeah.
There you go.
Yeah.
Right?
She was a rocker.
She wasn't really a rocker, Mikey. Ronnie Spector was in the Ronettes.
Yeah, I know.
And we had her at the feast.
Yeah, I know.
She wasn't really a rocker. I mean, it was
You
more.
really?
Well, I mean, I wouldn't call her a rocker. I would call
Borderline.
Christine McVie would be considered a rocker, or Janis Joplin. I think she was more doo-wop than anything else.
All right. Okay.
Right?
I mean, they did. They put on a hell of a show.
Oh yeah, they were great,
and they did some rock and roll songs.
Yeah, they were great. And Chrissy, by the way, I'm trying to work you into our festival. No promises, but I'd love to get you on. We have an entertainment meeting, and if the guys are watching, she's wildly talented, and we got to see if we can find some room for her.
Oh, that would be outstanding.
I would love
I know most of
it.
them booked. And by the way,
we'll just play on the side of the street.
Mikey's bailing my ass out for a couple of nights for the feast because we're going to be introducing, and it's not announced yet who we're going to be having for the feast, but Friday night Mikey is bailing on me because he's got that stupid reunion.
Wait a minute. It's our 60th
I don't care.
You know something? I appreciate you bringing it up.
There's going to be 3 guys there. That's only 3 guys left that are alive. Come on.
Chrissy, listen to this. This is the 60th high school reunion, right?
Wow.
Right now we have 96 people. 96.
Wait a second.
96.
That's 90. No, that's not. You have 96 people, including wives.
No, I'm between classmates, spouses, companions. We have 96 people. How many mouths did you have for your last reunion?
15.
15.
30 people. Yeah, but you have to understand.
Tommy, almost 100. We're going to break 100.
If you have 20, you're going to have 20 people that went to school.
We got it confirmed.
The rest of them are wives that didn't even go there.
Plus, we have a show, a 1-hour show. Where do you go to a 60th high school reunion, get a fantastic meal, free parking, the whole 9 yards, a DJ, plus a 1-hour show?
How much is it costing?
We haven't figured that out yet.
What's the meal?
The meal is either going to be chicken or beef. Those are your entrees.
Chicken footballs?
Yeah, Statler chicken. Yeah,
mostly, right?
So, but this is quite a thing. I was shocked at the amount of people. And you know how many people have been signing on with us and reaching out to me because of the Sicilian Corner? It's unbelievable. I was talking with Larry Lefebvre, who was the mayor of Lawrence at one time, and he was class president of our class of 63 at Lawrence High. And he's stunned at how many people.
Didn't he get impeached?
Yakulu got impeached.
Hey, listen. But anyways, so Friday night you're out. But Saturday and Sunday, Mikey's stepping up to the plate because I have other responsibilities.
Yep.
And you will be emceeing the events on the Union Street stage for both Saturday evening and Sunday.
Yep.
Right? And we have
two dear friends, so.
Yeah, but I'm just saying we have some tremendous
Tommy, you should emphasize that it's non-stop entertainment for 3 days.
The whole weekend.
The whole weekend.
And it's free. It's all free.
Yeah, it should be a 100th anniversary.
We have 2 stages set up. Again, I'm not going to get into who we have coming, but we have 2 stages set up for 2 different generations of listeners and people that, on the Union Street stage, we're going to have all traditional entertainment, for the older people, 40s, 50s, and 60s.
How about those of us who are getting close to 80? What are you going to do with that?
We're going to have a violin player. And at the other stage across from Tripoli's, we've got some phenomenal talent, some great, a few local bands, but then we have some guys coming from out of city, out of state, and keep this in mind.
Out of country?
It's a cultural, out of country. It's a cultural event. So we're kind of excited about it, Mike, and I appreciate you helping out. It's about time. And we have
He has to put that in. It's about time.
Yeah. We also have, and we're not going to mention names yet because it is official, but all the announcements, we have 2, not 1, but 2, I believe 2, Mikey, right? Celebrity chefs coming in.
We have one
confirmed.
We have one confirmed. Unfortunately, Tom, Joe Gatto has his anniversary on that day.
Okay.
So he can't make it.
All right. So we have a backup that Mike and I have talked about that I think we should be able to get, but we're going to wait. So we'll talk about that later. But one of them is confirmed, and we're really excited about that. So Mikey, thank you, and I hope you're going to be there for most of the weekend.
Oh, absolutely. Well, I can't be there on Friday because I got my event, But
which, by the way, was pretty dumb timing. But
no. Picture this. All right, you're living in Georgia. You grew up in Lawrence. You met some bimbo and you married her. You went to Georgia, right? So now you're living in Georgia. So we're having our 60th anniversary, 60th reunion.
Oh, so you killed two birds with one stone.
So now you turn around and you say, listen, we'll do it Friday night, but while you're here, you grew up with the Italian feast.
That's a good idea.
Go Saturday and Sunday. So it's a hook.
That makes sense. That makes good sense. Very good sense.
I went fishing.
You're not that dumb after all. I appreciate it.
Hey, the only test I ever passed in high school was a blood test. That's it. Period. End of conversation.
We're going to take a quick break. We have one more segment. Easter is here, coming up. Today's Good Friday. No meat. Remember, no meat. Hang in there. We'll be right back.
Ciao, this is Esther of You, Me, and Sicily. I want to talk to you about Tommy Amin and the great staff at Butcher Boy Market. Families, foodies, and home chefs come together at Butcher Boy to talk good food and create traditions. They offer the best in quality cuts of beef, pork, lamb, poultry, and restaurant-style steaks and chops. Produce? All of their produce is hand-selected to complement any meal or even to make it your main course. Their deli serves fresh roast beef, turkey, and beautiful imported Italian cold cuts, cheeses, and antipasto. And don't forget the Butcher Boy Bakery, featuring sweet delectables from all over the state, as well as their very own bakery. That's Butcher Boy, where the secret to a great steak is, of course, the steak. Located at 1077 Osgood Street in North Andover, Massachusetts, in the Butcher Boy Plaza. Ciao!
This is David from the Sicilian Corner. You know, Mike, Tom, and I love to go to Salisbury Beach, but we love different things and can never agree where to go. Tom likes the casual family-style dining with the great Italian cuisine, Capri's seaside Italian kitchen and pizzeria. Me? I love the elegant romantic vibes Sea Glass with the amazing view and terrific menu, with prices that make it the place you want to visit each and every week. Mike loves a drink in his hand and a cool ocean breeze right off the surf and the rhythms of a cooler reggae band. We all know Mike loves Bob Marley tunes at Surfside. Who doesn't love a great show? National acts, comedy, regional favorites, and the beautiful and intimate Blue Ocean Concert Hall. Lucky for us, Atlantic Hospitality is the host of all of these great places, and they treat everyone like they are Mike Lomazzo. Best of all, we never have to choose. Park the car once and all this fun is right at your fingertips. You can have it all in the heart of Salisbury Beach. Find out all the ways you can have a great night at Salisbury Beach at NorthshorePavilion.com. And Mike, Tom, and I will see you there.
This is Tom Zappala. Located in the heart of downtown Haverhill, the Haverhill Beef Company is a full-service, old-fashioned butcher shop and meat market that continues to be a valued family tradition since 1952. Peter and Monica Carboni's Haverhill Beef offers individualized service from an outstanding selection of marinated sirloin tips, homemade sausage, marinated chicken, and thick, juicy Chairman Reserve steaks. Your family deserves the best, so call Peter at 978-374-4795 or visit their website at www.haverhillbeef.com.
Hi, this is Mike, and I would like to tell you about the Deborah Care Law Offices, a firm that is focused on estate planning, probate, trust administration, and elder law issues. You will feel comfortable discussing important issues concerning both you and your loved ones, as well as having the information you need to make an informed decision about your family's future. How do I know? Because I'm a client of Dan Deborah Care. If you want to have peace of mind knowing that your loved ones are protected, call Deborah Care Law Offices today. In Massachusetts, 978-686-4645. In New Hampshire, 603-894-4141.
At Catadella Funeral Home, we reinvest in our business to provide your family with the best facilities. It begins with a beautifully landscaped exterior, parking for 250 vehicles, and a comfortable and inviting access to our renovated interior. Funerals can be costly, so you should review and compare plans to make sure you receive services that are fairly priced. I invite you to experience the Catadella difference in cost, facility, and service.
Catadella's honoring and celebrating the lives of the people we loved, providing exceptional care since 1929.
This is Cindy.
And Mike Kunstler.
Owners and operators of Four Oaks Country Club and Grazie Italian Restaurant in Drake, Massachusetts.
Grazie Italian Restaurant is the hidden gem of the Merrimack Valley.
Why is that?
In addition to the spectacular views overlooking the golf course, we have an incredible new chef, Oscar Figueroa.
We still have all the favorites, but Oscar has created a lot of excitement with his new specials.
Scallops, seared to perfection.
House-made ravioli with farm-fresh local corn.
And buttery tender, lazy man's lobster, just to name a few.
You have to come experience Grazie Italian Restaurant for yourself.
Grazie Italian Restaurant, located at Four Oaks Country Club, 80 Meadow Creek Drive in Drake, Massachusetts.
Hope to see you soon.
Okay, we are back. Excuse me, I'm choking on a sesame seed.
What are you eating? Hey, you know, Tommy, the last ad we just heard was for Grazie's Restaurant up in Drake.
Yeah.
Boy, I'll tell you, they've got a fixed meal price for Easter. I mean, you can't believe what it consists of. It's
I can imagine. That's one of my two best favorite Italian restaurants in the state.
But this, I'll tell you, I was trying to convince my family to let's go out to eat, to be honest with you, but I can't seem to get them to bite.
Yeah, that's what Ellen and I are doing. This is the first time, and we're here still in Florida for Easter, so we're going to do that. Mikey, speaking of food, so in Italy, do they eat salad at the end of the meal?
Always. They treat it as a digestive.
Cleansing the palate.
Yeah. Instead of having sorbet, they have a nice salad. Yeah.
I never knew that, honestly, and I've eaten.
That was the strangest thing to get used to with me, because I haven't been there all that many times since, I got married in 1965. Yeah. We probably went maybe just 4 times. I went 4 times. Lucille went more than that. But, it was a little strange seeing the salad at the end of the meal.
Really? There are a lot of foods that people, I think, mistakenly think that they were Italian foods that were made, that were kind of like brought here. But that really isn't the case. There's a bunch of foods.
You look at
chicken
palm. That's a perfect example. Chicken and veal palm.
That stuff doesn't exist in Italy, right?
No, of course not. No, they do eggplant palm, Tom. Eggplant palm is a mainstay. There's a lot of that in the restaurants.
Yeah,
and but chicken and veal palm.
No way, right?
Nah.
Same thing with
garlic bread. Garlic bread. You can't. There is no garlic bread in Italy.
That's
silly. I mean,
those are a lot.
But
of
everybody
the foods,
takes it because it's garlic Italian. They think it came from Italy. And
how about fettuccine Alfredo?
There's no real Italian anywhere in Italy would eat it because they don't have that kind of a sauce.
The guy's name was Alfredo that invented it here. I think it was from New York City.
No, he wasn't. He was actually from Mexico. His first name was Alfredo.
Come on.
I swear to God. I swear. That's the truth. You can Google it. Alfredo fettuccine came from a Mexican by the name of Alfredo. And he was from Mexico. And, that's how that came to be.
That's funny. That is very funny. Yeah, there are quite a few foods. What are you doing what is your meal for Easter, by the way?
Well, I'm glad you asked that.
What are you starting with?
Where I'm actually going to my niece's house, Joanne. You remember Joanne? I
do.
Yeah.
What's the bill of fare?
Well, I don't know exactly what she is putting out there. All I know is I have a request for Father Mikey's sugu with meatballs, pork butt, and sausage.
With all due respect, and I love you like a brother, your sugu is good. But not as good as mine.
First of all, it's better than good, and
it's not as good as mine though.
Much.
My sugu is award-winning.
Yeah,
award-winning.
Your kulu is award-winning. Forget about it.
My sugu is so good.
I'll let you both cook me some, and then I'll tell you whose is better.
Yeah, I think we should when I get
I've never had it. I don't even know what you're talking about.
This
sugu is meat sauce.
I would love to.
And this girl can eat.
Sugu off, yeah.
I've seen you in a restaurant, boy. You can put it away. I'm proud of you. You're my idol.
I'll be more than happy, Mike, to have a little sugu cook-off.
Yeah,
you cook it at home. You bring it in. All we have to do is warm it up.
Yep.
You know what we should do is go head-to-head at the feast. But you don't have the time because you can't.
I don't have the time for that. No, you make it at home.
Yeah.
I'll make it at home. We bring it in. Chrissy will be the judge. And guess what? If I lose fair and square, I'll have to shoot her.
Yeah, that's okay.
No, if I lose fair and square, I think it is what it is. But
I couldn't be any more unbiased. I've never had it in my life, I believe.
Right.
So
I think we're going to do that.
No, I don't even know what you guys were talking about. That's why I said
spaghetti sauce. It's meat sauce.
Well,
it's a meat sauce, but it's not just like sauce with hamburger in it.
Right.
It has a lot of different kinds of meats in it.
Anyway, you talked about meals that people associate with Italy, being Italian.
Mm-hmm.
Pizza, pepperoni pizza. You would not find a pepperoni pizza. I don't care where you go.
I think pepperoni is. I mean, pepperoni is not even an Italian. Pepperoni is another American food, right?
I believe you're right. It's a cured. They have pizza with sausage on it. The one thing I like, Tommy, is when you go to the squares at night and you're walking around, especially in a big city like Rome. And I happen to like Rome, to be honest with you. But they got these pizza vendors, and they got their cart, and they nice and hot, and they're out there selling pizza slices, and you're sitting underneath the stars. You're at 3 coins in a fountain or wherever in that little square, and it's at the end of a dead-end street. I mean, it's nothing, really.
I think pepperoni is just a variation of salami that was kind of it's an American product, though. I could be wrong, but
I tend to agree with you. But they don't have pepperoni pizza. They just don't. Spaghetti and meatballs, Chrissy.
Mm-hmm.
You spaghetti and meatballs, Tom. What do you think? Italian. No 100% Italian anywhere in Italy would serve spaghetti with the meatball sitting on top of it.
Correct.
All the meat is separate. It's in a separate dish.
Absolutely right.
But it's funny how things through the years, we're talking about traditions being diluted.
Yeah.
Here, it's almost the exact same thing. And, look at corned beef and cabbage with the Irish. During the famine, when everybody came here at the turn of the 1800s, brisket was very, very cheap. It was one of the cheapest cut of meats you could possibly get. So they get cabbage, which costs next to nothing. They put a nice meal together. All of a sudden, everywhere you go, you got to have corned beef and cabbage for St. Patrick's Day. Who isn't even an Irishman? But that's a point for another time, and I'm not going to take that. I'm not going to take that up. But anyway, there's a lot of things that get watered down, unfortunately.
Yeah, there are. But something. I think that's what America is all about.
Well,
hold on. Let me ask Chrissy a question. Chrissy, are there variations of Australian food in the United States that you look at and just shake your head? Have you ever?
That's a good question.
You ever heard of the chain restaurant called Outback Steakhouse?
Yeah. That's right.
The whole thing. There you go.
That's all phony baloney?
So you're telling me there's no such thing as a
I was going to say, you're about to say the one thing
the bloomin' onion doesn't exist in Australia?
No, it doesn't. It does not.
Oh, my God. I'm crushed. I did not know that.
It does
The
not.
bloomin' onion does not exist in Australia, Mikey.
I mean, you might be able to find some random.
It's 1,800
I've
calories.
never heard of it till I came
1,800 calories for one of those stupid things.
I know that. I think I read that the bloomin' onion is the highest calorie appetizer on in the United States on menus.
Yeah.
It's worth it.
It's worth it.
They are good. It is good. So wait a minute. So Chrissy, we have about 3 minutes left.
Yeah.
So real quickly, you've eaten at the Outback?
I have a couple of times. For
and
some reason, I went back.
What's your review? What is your review?
Yeah, it's fair. It's fair.
I'm not going back anytime soon. I only went because friends asked me to, and then I went again because another friend asked me to, but that's it. You get a couple of tries with me unless you overly impress me. The second time I went was a local one, and I had to ask to have my steak recooked, and it was a whole thing. Yeah.
Well, Mikey, you're a meat guy. I mean, those cuts of steak at the Outback are kind of inferior cuts, aren't they?
I wouldn't say inferior.
I mean, you're not going to get the kind of steak in Outback that you're going to get at the Capitol Grill.
No, they don't handle prime. They don't have to because their price structure is set up for basically they probably handle just choice. If they mix something else in, well, I don't know. But choice beef is good, but there's different grades of choice beef also.
So you can get choice ribeye and prime ribeye. Is that what you're saying?
Oh, yeah. Oh,
Okay,
yeah. And even choice, Tommy. You know, depending upon the size of the animal and the texture and the amount of fat, all of that plays into it. It's very important. I've eaten at the Outback a couple of times myself. Fair. I'll call it.
Yeah, I'm not crazy about it. We've eaten there a couple of times.
It's a theme restaurant, but, you know.
I mean, I like the Longhorn better than that. I think Longhorn's food is better than the Outback, personally, but that's my preference. And it's like, you know, the greatest Italian restaurant still to this day in the United States is the Olive Garden, hands down. It's the greatest Italian restaurant in the country. Yeah. There's not one Italian item on the menu, I don't think. But, man, what a joke that place is.
Best steak you're going to get around here, in my opinion, would be Buckley's in Merrimack. Buckley's,
absolutely.
Great steaks.
They do a nice job. He's got a couple of restaurants.
Just a few.
Yeah.
Yes, he does. They have surf. They have the seafood.
Yeah, they do a nice job.
Yeah.
He does a very nice job.
Right,
in my opinion, the Hanover Street Chop House
is pretty good.
I've not been there.
Go with Mike. It's nice and close.
It's very good.
Tommy, we got to wind it up, right?
Yeah, we're just about out of time. Mikey, have yourself a great Easter.
Thank you. Same to you and Ellen, Tom.
Don't forget, next week we have Jody Pettit, special guest. Next week is my last week here. And the week after next, I'll be back in the studio.
Yay.
Looking forward to it. If I can get up the steps, I may need help from you and Chrissy. But other than that, with that being said, remember, happy Easter. And if you can't make fun of yourself, please do not make fun of anyone.
Have a wonderful time for Easter, everybody. Enjoy. And Holy Week, fantastic. This is a nice time of the year. Take care.
Take care. Take care.
Audio Jungle.
The views and opinions expressed by the hosts, guests, or callers of this program do not necessarily reflect the opinions of the Studio 21 Podcast Café, the United Podcast Network, its partners, or affiliates.